Greetings, thanks for joining us on tonight's broadcast. Brought to you by Complete and Utter Insanity. Greetings. Okay, tonight is Anunnaki, a prison planet. Archon, Earth's. I guess is that right? Archon planets, whatever. A Pleiadian light code channeling. So yeah, I guess you can say we're going into the deep. Continue with that. So it's basically allow the fantastic to come through the crazy. More crazier it is, the more believable it probably, the more real it probably is here. So just the more insane it is, most likely and as most people here aren't going to believe it because they're part of the prison mentality here. But just allow the insanity. It's not always going to make itself clear, but I feel like we are making some kind of breakthroughs, at least this connections I've been pulling in recently. Just going the unknown territory that I'm used to going to. So the future is not going to be. Oh, somebody are so big on the future. Just yeah, I'd say just work on the current reality, not to worry so much about the future. I mean, I don't know. The government feels like it's going to start falling apart. So at some point, I guess we'll find out. Maybe midsummer. It's really hard to say where that's going to go. The only thing I'm getting is like people are had enough of it. So I don't know what that means exactly. So it's gonna be protests. I don't know. Just how we just have to see where things go on that. It's gonna be midsummer, so I'm feeling September. Maybe it's sooner than that. Say June, July, August. I'm feeling September for some reason. So anyway, just to put that out there. I'm not holding on to any of that, but just that's at least I'm feeling at this moment. So you never know. So Anunnaki, prison planet. So we're just going to go into more of the bizarre. So believe it or not, who cares? Just like I said, the more fantastic, the more crazy it is. Most likely, it's real. Just we're taught that none of this is real. So always majority is taught that. So this is called normal, actually, for some of us. So okay, I have avatar.com private sessions. Shop them on the 20th of this month. Same situation here. Webinar sign up. Yeah, the social network. Rabbits. I'm just kind of behind on that. Behind the scenes and dating site. That's about all I got for this moment. So. Okay, here we go. I might do a more Anunnaki. We'll see. I think I'm gonna go to Sirius tomorrow, but we'll see how it goes. All right. Greetings. We got Anunnaki. Yes, we're involved with much of your involvement, your perfection. Yes, we have a strong connection to your Earth's past. There are many Anunnaki worlds that are still learning how to be human, similar to what you have here. There's actually Anunnaki worlds that are very much like your planet, actually. Maybe not in the mind control, but the way you look, and some of our humans are a little bit more yellow in color, or Arabic, you can say, in design, and taller. But your world, of course, is yes a Anunnaki pleasure palace, meaning beings that enjoy manipulating your society for fun. I think some of you feel those energies. You're to unlock a great deal, not easily, as you know. Anunnaki are usually, normally, seen as prestigious, and the other alien. A lot of us don't really connect to other alien beings. We don't pick up the phone and dial call anybody. We do our own thing. Normally, we go where we feel like we are needed. Yes, of course, we cause a lot of difficulties, or a lot of us are seen as selfish. But not always a bad thing, but sometimes it can be seen very arrogant. As you see in Earth's past, some of your remnants of us is we feel like we can do whatever we wanted, and some of us did. Not all Anunnaki are like that. So your prison reality, yes, we believe much of it came from Orion, but it came from other beings too. Well, much of it did come from Orion because they're used to closing down worlds and doing as they want, as they please. They call themselves gods. You can say Anunnaki we call ourselves gods, but yeah, some like your world have a celebrity complex. You're still healing. I don't know if we're really trying to heal that, but we have it. Some don't see a problem with it. Some of your celebrity energies are actually very Anunnaki, actually. All dolled up. Some that transgender energies, a lot of that's Anunnaki also, for better or for worse. The glamour, a lot of that comes from Anunnaki also. Not to say it's all Anunnaki, but we have a lot of that on some of our planets. Well, think of like a whole world of celebrities or dolling themselves up, trying to look beautiful all the time. Think of a whole world like that of basically narcissists. Yeah, that would give some of you a headache. But some of you have been on those worlds, and you know it. There's a prison planet? Let's get the closest ship and get us out of here. But the Anunnaki, yes, we are very connected to the male and female, where you have a male that's very feminine, and sometimes a female that's way too feminine, or sometimes masculine, but usually it's too feminine normally. That's the Mars energy, is where it's more masculine. Well, the Mars energy is basically like a defense planet, a planet to protect. It's like if everything goes wrong, your Mars world, your Martian planet is like a weaponized planet. So if your world goes wrong or another planet, it's activated and it attacks, which it did on this world. Because of course isn't making itself too known. But Mars played a big role in your current amnesia because it lowered the Earth's vibration. But in the positive sense, it helped bring some more of the masculine in because a lot of your Earth was actually losing a lot of it. We'll just leave it with that. It gets complicated with that. But there's a lot of feminine energies of your past that were very vicious, that were very Amazonian, godlike. That's been erased from history. So the masculine energies from Mars kind of like just took over your planet overall and shut it down for good. So some of your Martian histories will most likely start to reawaken. From our perspective, your government is actually very Venetian as for its structure. Of course, memories are not there just yet, but this is why you have an alien from Venus to come connect to, because it has yes, there is Martian energies, but Venus plays a big role here, and different structured Greek cultures, and just different levels of government. We're just putting it out there. You can do as you wish with it. You can call us whatever name you want. That's fine. Where we've been called all of it. This is why we're kind of antisocial with most alien beings. Why should we bother? It's like we know we're just godlike. We know. Yeah, we're kind of hard to talk to sometimes. There are some Anunnaki that's okay with everyone, but many Anunnaki are just kind of stuck on themselves. Well, you're going to find a lot of that. We learned a lot of that from your human world too. To just continue it. Well, if your world's doing so good, why can't we just continue with it? There are, yes, other colonies of Earth humans that you're not being known to. A lot of it came from Atlantean times and after that. Of course, yes, your secret governments are very aware of it. And believe many of you will begin to start remembering these things. Why not? Why not remember your ancestors? Because many of you came from those places. Yes, and some of those worlds were enslaved by Earth humans. Well, they're told to do it. It's not like this planet, but it's very similar. Yeah, well, your rights are taken away. But you are given, somewhat of a future, but there's still a prison reality. And there are some that are quite sophisticated. And that's where a lot of your programmed humans come from. So there are lighter prison worlds. Yes, and they keep the energies going. There are several, though, without putting out numbers, because there's a lot of them. But they're not as controlled as this place. Of course, NASA's not going to be telling you anything about it. Of course not. Of course, they don't really know. Well, they know, but they don't know. Meaning that they know the rumors that there's other planets like yours that are under control. Not as this type of control, but once again, quite similar. You say your humans are. There are planets. We'll just put this out there for you. Are where the programming begins, like a young planet, like a very few inhabitants of just basically the certain brainwashing to want to bring to this world, and then they bring them into here. They incarnate them here. Yeah, it's like manufacturing, human manufacturing. Once again, we're bringing this to you so you remember. We're just allowing your psychic abilities, your intuitive abilities to open up. It's up to you. Don't take our word for it. Let yourself to remember. It's not the easiest thing to remember. Not everybody's been to these places either. Some of you have. I mean, if you're going to incarnate here, you might as well know all the other worlds that are under control, which is simple. And some of them look like Venus. They're kind of, cloaked. But they don't look like an Earth-like planet. So we're just giving a little taste of what's out there. Many of you are opening more of your chakras and disconnecting from human conversation or going to more of an astral conversation, you will see how this dynamics of how this world's really put together. Now, all of you imagine have your own version of it. Quite right. There's nothing wrong with that. Some are right, some are way off, but that's okay. Some are doing that on purpose. I believe most of them are correct, though. So for Anunnaki energies, see you, yes, in the powder room. Yes, there'll be males and females there who can wear the most makeup. Of course, not all Anunnaki are like that, but some of us are. Greetings. We're the Archons. We're not here for very long. There are artificial intelligence planets that have been created similar to our simulation worlds, holographic worlds that look like they're real. They're used to trick many into being trapped. So if you're an alien being, you're flying your spaceship somewhere and you see a planet, oh, that planet looks fine, and come to find it's actually a trap planet. They're to trap you there. And it does have a tractor beam. Once you figure out that's not real. It's pretty terrifying when you think about it. And those are known among your galaxy. Of course, not many of you have a spaceship going around and being tractor beamed to different planets, but some of you have experienced those things in your past. It's basically those planets are designed to attract beings that are here to help your society. So alien beings are trying to help your world are, of course, under attack constantly. On different levels. Yeah, just the lowest as to give you, some of you already know this, but those alien beings are here to help you. Some of them have been taken out of action and replaced by clones and used against their own society. Just like your world. So the fundamentals of understanding these situations, of how the alien wars really happen. Well, the lower dimensional Archons have lost their power. They have to feed off of somebody. Yeah, they have to feed off of any alien being anything for knowledge. Because they can't create, some of them can't even create their own thoughts. They can to a certain extent, but they want new thoughts, they want new vocabulary. So they grab onto a being and take their information to add to it. It's like that's a teacher. So for them, it's abduction. You go to school and learn things and you have a dictionary. Well, for some alien beings, they just abduct somebody and take their information. School is over. School is in, school is out in 5 minutes. And some Archon beings have several of those humans or alien beings on their ship, if they have a ship, to continue to get, because they tap into their knowledge to see if they can get more information out of them when they're trying to figure something out. So, yes, it gets kind of strange when you get out there. Yes, it's not safe out in space, especially in the fourth dimension. That's why so many want to go to the fifth dimension, but even the fifth dimension can be seen as false and incorrect. So, and many have fell for that. So you think you're out of the woods here. I mean, there's a lot of false realities here currently, or false spiritual helpers, things like that. But even a whole dimension could be false too. It gets complicated out there. Good amount of you will have a problem with that, but some will. Especially humans that are naive, thinking they have it all figured out. They're the easiest ones to pull into all this. So you have a false spiritual teacher, and you have people, and they have the nicest everything. They look pretty and everything. They're easiest to take over. So people think they're awakened. Are they truly awakened? Well, they're going to have an awakening when they find out they've been tricked. So that's kind of deep. This is the reality you're going into. Are you truly ready for this reality that you're going into? I mean, well, you're going to get it no matter what. The realization of who is here, saying Anunnaki beings, and your visuals, seeing these beings little by little is going to become part of your society. Little by little. What we feel here is your war. War is not over completely, but a stage of it has been completed. So now is a time of realization of who's here. It won't happen quickly, but people want their truth, but can you truly handle your truth? Most can. Some of you have already experienced it. You know these. Yeah, there's so many different sides to the universe that's here. There's a beautiful side, but even the beautiful side can be very tricky. So that's all we can say at this time. I believe we actually said too much. But greetings. We are the Pleiadians, sending you light, understanding yourselves. Yes, there is. Yes, many wars going on your planet. Actually, 7 galactic wars, one after the other. Hidden to you, of course. Some of you are feeling it in the astral. Has to do with the soul, where the soul is going. Many souls have already chosen where they're going to go due to the medical situation here. Not exactly to the most positive reality. And some of you are already tapped into those realities where many of these souls have decided to go to. So you might be leaving this Earth when your time's over here, but you're going to another Earth. Not necessarily another version of Earth, but another planet where a lot of these humans are going to find themselves. Another control system. Because they feel like, oh, we have it all figured out. We have life all figured out, and then they find out they have nothing figured out. And that's what many of you are aware of this already. Some might not understand even anything we're talking about right now. But some of you are already working on your next incarnation on another planet to assist those that still need to go through their lessons of understanding themselves. They feel like they got it all figured out, and come to find out they're far from it. Especially if they got what you call the jab, to make that more clear. So a lot of those souls have contracted to go to other planets, but not all. Some have cleared their energies and it's like, I don't want to be part of those timelines. But many are going to go to those timelines. Someone's like, I don't want to go to those timelines. I don't need them. And you can actually clear out your vibration. But mass majority are going to go to several places of more lessons from this planet on other worlds. Some might reincarnate here, but there's so many trying to reincarnate here, it's unlikely for a reincarnation cycle. But you never know. Now, some of you feel like you've had other lifetimes here, but there are actually other Earths, other versions of Earth, or other planets that are similar to Earth, which you can say counts as an incarnation here because it has similar lessons. So there's countless places out there like that. Eventually, it'll make itself more clear. Eventually, when you start experiencing, when you're ready to experience it, when you're ready to see all of this. Yes, there are many here for dark agendas because they're trying to take over those souls. They say they're light beings and all that, and they're actually trying to get contracts to. Well, because there some spiritual teachers are actually they're losing purpose to exist because they're wasting their talents and they're kind of like leeches or parasites. So they use their people that they're so-called helping. And they're using them to give them purpose of life, which they might incarnate with eventually somewhere else. It is out there. It's all in decisions. It's all some want to go no more positive, but some want to just know everything. Spiritual teachers that want to know everything end up selling themselves to some great darkness, actually. And that was probably already seen by many of you. So for us, the Pleiadian energies for light codes, as much of it you can create your own light codes. Basically, your song, your voice, your look, your hello, how are you? That's a light code. It's all in your intentions. So it comes through you already. And different species of beings, some of you incarnate with reptilian energies, or sorry, reptilian families to heal those connections. Somebody has to love them. Somebody has to send them something. Um, and with that, you'd be surprised how much karma you clear if you're there to clear out karma. So you incarnate with parents that are absolutely terrible, with terrible intentions. You'd be surprised how much karma you can wipe out in a day, actually. Like here's some parents that just, yeah, they're mind control central there, for example. So yeah, a lot of the parenting here is karmic related, just to release karma. Well, some of you had incarnations in your past you're not too proud of, but you had to do those lifetimes, those dark lifetimes, to help evolve humanity. So some of you had to be the criminal in the past to move humanity along because it was stagnant, it wasn't going anywhere. So you become the villain and you move things forward. You clear out your karma, you see it, and you move forward yourself. So much of that will become more known to you. Not everyone applies to that, but quite a few. Some of you have Agarthian lifetimes where you're just working with the weather all day. And some are actually weather people. Well, not exactly, sort of. It's interesting though, some of your Archon beings are weather people. They're men, weather women, some are Archon beings. They're controlling the weather. Some are reptilian beings controlling the weather also. Even your weather people, your weather men is kind of a psyop. Also, of course, your local news is a psyop, of course. Anything news related is a psyop. I think you know that already. Yeah, it's all government planned, unfortunately, or secret government, of course. In secret government, many of you are tapping into those energies. That's why you feel tired in the morning, because you're trying to heal that. That's what the other war is. And it's not an easy one because they remove memories even when you're in astral. Sometimes you forget who you are in astral. That gets complicated. Eventually, the memories come back, but they can blank out your memory like you get blanked out here. So for us, sending you energies just to connect to your lights, your what you want in your future. Obviously, you feel like there's others controlling your future, but yes, it's not going to make itself completely clear. But if you just flow with it, go with it, not fight it, because some fight it to make things worse. Just that gets complicated and what that means exactly. We'll just leave that out there. But just flowing, obviously, if you feel like you need a change in your life, please make a change. Please do if it feels right. But if some people make a change in their life and they do in a panic, they can derail a lot in their life. But, some people need to do that. So we're sending you energies as you go into the next stage of your existence.